Hi, welcome back. Here in this practical exercise, we will be learning method overriding, which is one of the key concepts of object-oriented programming. We would create constructors, class methods, and calling methods of parent class from that of child class. So let's start with this. We have to first import certain libraries, say java.lang, java.util, java.io in the beginning that you can use. Then we can create the classes, make it public void, public class, parent, have a constructor. To create a constructor of a class, we have to just write the name of the class for which we have to create a constructor without having any return type or visibility mode like public, private, and protected. We have to place a open and close brackets. It is similar to method, but is not method. Constructors are called when we create an instance or object of the class. Here the constructor would display a message on the screen, constructor of parent, and display method void display would display a message like parent method on the screen. So whenever we create an instance for this class, the constructor would be called. The constructor could be of different types, like copy constructor, parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor could have different arguments. Copy constructor would have address of another constructor or another variable. Here we have a child class which extends the parent or inherits the parent. It may also have a constructor. It may have a method as well. Here we create a constructor for child with the child open and close braces. We provide a simple system.out.println message on the screen. Here we write a constructor of child. Then we can create a display message here for this child class. Void display. It may have a message or certain functionality that could be performed. Then we have system.out.println child method. After we are done with this, we are just going to create a main method or main class from where we could access these things. Here we use this super variable. Super is used to call the method of the superclass or parent class. The super.display would call a display method of the parent class. Let's create a main method, main block, public static void main, a string args. We could create object for this class, parent or child class. We're just creating object of the child class. With the child object, we could directly access the parent object as well. Parent methods, parent constructors are accessible from the child. This is the power of inheritance. Here we have called the display method of the child class, and it will automatically call this method for superclass as well. Just execute this code. There's a certain error. Missing semicolon. Not a big deal. Just provide a semicolon. It will be executed as well. Here, constructor of parent is called first because it was executed, and constructor of child is executed whenever we create a class. Then when create an object, the child method is called first because it is inside a display message of the child. And when we call the super.display, it will access the display message of the parent or display method. It will display the method. We know the constructor is called whenever a class instance is being created. When we created the object of the child, it automatically called the parent, and thus the parent was constructor of parent was created first or executed first on the screen. We never directly called the constructor here, but however the constructor has been executed whenever we create the object. When we don't create the object, the constructor is never executed. So we need to have this thing. We can always explicitly call the constructors as well by passing the arguments of variables to the constructors, or they can also return the values as well.